The saint who shared his cloak. The mercy of Saint Martin of Tours. There was once a soldier, cold and tired, riding through a frozen night. He wore a thick red cloak, his only protection against the bitter wind. And yet, when he met a beggar shivering by the city gate, he stopped. What happened next would echo through centuries as one of the purest acts of mercy the world has ever known. Martin was a young Roman soldier in the 4th century, serving in the imperial cavalry. Born in what is now Hungary, he was not yet baptized, but his heart had long been restless, drawn to something higher than power or glory. One night, as he approached the gates of Amiens in France, the air was thick with snow. The streets were empty, except for a half-naked beggar sitting by the road, trembling and pleading for help. Everyone passed him by. Martin stopped. He had no money, no food, nothing but the cloak on his back. Without hesitation, he drew his sword. Not to harm, but to serve. He cut his cloak in two, wrapped one half around the beggar, and continued on his way. That night, as Martin slept, he had a vision. He saw Christ himself, wearing the very half of the cloak he had given away. And Jesus said to the angels, "Martin, still only a catechumen, has clothed me with this garment." The next morning, Martin awoke with tears in his eyes. He left the army soon after, was baptized, and dedicated the rest of his life to God. He became a monk, then a bishop, a humble shepherd who preferred simplicity over honor. Martin traveled from village to village, healing divisions, feeding the poor, and reconciling enemies. He built no empire, but his mercy changed hearts wherever he went. What made Martin's act so powerful wasn't the cloak, it was his heart. Mercy doesn't always demand wealth or greatness. It asks for presence, compassion, and courage to stop when everyone else keeps walking. In a world where indifference often feels safer than love, St. Martin reminds us, sometimes holiness begins with a pause, with seeing the suffering no one else notices. When we share what we have, no matter how small, Christ takes our offering and transforms it into grace. St. Martin didn't just clothe a beggar, he clothed Christ himself. So tonight, as you listen to this story, ask yourself, who might be sitting by your city gate, waiting, unseen, in need of warmth? Maybe holiness is closer than you think. Maybe it begins with half a cloak.